Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. We are so glad to have you here with us today. I'm Agnes, and with me is the wonderful Jasper. We're excited to share our thoughts and experiences with you, especially on such an important topic that can help you in your English learning journey.
Hi there, everyone. It's fantastic to be here with you. Thank you for joining us and investing your time in learning English. We really appreciate your commitment to improving your skills, and we have a fascinating topic for you today.
Yes, today we will discuss techniques for learning English and fluency in speaking. This is a crucial subject because being able to speak English fluently opens many doors. It can help you make new friends, advance your career, or even enjoy your travels much more.
That's absolutely right. Agnes, think about it. English is spoken in many countries around the world, and being fluent can help you communicate with people from different cultures. Plus, it's one of the most widely used languages in business and education.
Exactly. But fluency is not just about knowing a lot of vocabulary or grammar rules. It's about being able to express yourself naturally and confidently in conversations. And that's what we want to help you with today.
We want to engage you with techniques that are not only effective, but also enjoyable. Learning a language should be fun, right? So, let's dive into these techniques that can truly make a difference in your English learning experience.
Before we get started, we want to take a moment to thank all our listeners. Whether you're tuning in while commuting, working out, or just relaxing at home, we appreciate you spending time with us. Your desire to learn inspires us to keep creating valuable content for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here with us. It's your interest and engagement that makes this podcast worthwhile. So, let's jump into our first technique, which is all about immersing yourself in the language.
Immersion means surrounding yourself with English in your everyday life. One of the best ways to do this is by consuming media in English. Watch movies or TV shows with English subtitles, listen to English music, or even follow English-speaking influencers on social media.
That's right. When you immerse yourself in English, you start to absorb the language naturally. It's not just about learning, it's about experiencing English as part of your life. For instance, if you watch a movie, pay attention to how the actors speak. Listen to their pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. This exposure helps you get a feel for the language.
And remember, it doesn't have to be serious all the time. Watching a fun movie or listening to catchy songs makes the learning process enjoyable. You might even find yourself picking up phrases or expressions you wouldn't learn in a classroom.
Exactly. And here's a tip. Try to repeat phrases you hear in movies or songs. This practice helps improve your pronunciation and builds your confidence when speaking. It's a fun way to learn, and it doesn't feel like studying.
Another effective technique is regular speaking practice. The more you practice speaking, the more comfortable and fluent you will become. You can do this by finding a language partner or joining a language exchange group.
Yes, speaking with others is crucial for improving your fluency. You can even practice speaking by yourself. Try narrating your day or describing what you see around you. This practice can feel a bit strange at first, but it's a powerful tool to help you think in English.
That's so true. It might feel silly to talk to yourself, but it's a great way to build confidence. You can also pretend to have conversations. For example, imagine you're ordering food at a restaurant or giving directions to someone. This kind of practice prepares you for real-life situations.
And don't worry about making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Each error is an opportunity to learn and improve. The important thing is to keep practicing and to learn from your experiences.
Now, let's talk about the importance of listening. Listening to native speakers is vital for developing your understanding of the language. It helps you learn different accents, pronunciation, and the natural rhythm of English.
Yes, you can listen to English podcasts like ours. audiobooks, or even news reports, each of these sources helps you become familiar with the sounds and patterns of the language. Try to listen actively, focusing on the words and phrases you hear.
Active listening can also involve repeating back what you hear. For example, if you're listening to a podcast, pause it after a sentence and try to repeat it out loud. This practice enhances your listening comprehension and speaking skills simultaneously.
And let's not forget about reading. Reading is another excellent way to improve your English skills. It exposes you to new vocabulary and different sentence structures. Start with materials that match your current level and gradually work your way up to more challenging texts.
That's right. You can begin with children's books, short stories, or articles about topics you enjoy. As you read, underline or highlight new words and phrases. This will help reinforce your learning.
And when you come across a word you don't know, take the time to look it up. Write it down in a vocabulary journal and try to use it in sentences. Keeping track of new words helps you remember them better.
Reading can also help you understand cultural references and contexts, which is important for effective communication. And remember, the more you read, the more your writing will improve as well.
Now, before we wrap up this part, let's quickly mention the importance of setting realistic goals for your learning. Establishing small, achievable goals can keep you motivated and give you a sense of accomplishment.
Yes, for example, you could aim to learn 5 new words each week or practice speaking for 10 minutes every day. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Every step you take is a step towards fluency.
We hope these techniques inspire you to keep practicing and improving your English. Learning a language is a journey, and with the right techniques, you can make that journey enjoyable and successful. But now, let's explore another important technique, using technology to enhance your learning experience.
That's a fantastic point. Technology is an incredible tool for language learners. There are countless apps and online resources designed specifically for learning English. For instance, apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or even Memrise offer interactive lessons that can help you practice vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation in a fun way.
Exactly. These apps often use gamification techniques, which means they make learning feel like a game. You earn points, level up, and complete challenges. This can make daily practice much more enjoyable and help you stay motivated. You can also set reminders on these apps to keep you accountable.
Yes, and besides apps, you can find many online platforms where you can connect with native speakers or other learners. Websites like italki or Tandem allow you to have real conversations with people from all over the world. This can give you practical speaking experience and expose you to different accents and dialects.
Speaking of accents, it's important to remember that English is spoken differently in various regions. By practicing with different speakers, you can improve your ability to understand and communicate effectively, no matter where the conversation takes you.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift our focus to practicing writing. Writing is another essential skill that can complement your speaking abilities. It allows you to express your thoughts clearly and structure your ideas, which is especially useful for speaking.
Right? You could start a journal in English where you write about your daily experiences, thoughts, or goals. This practice not only improves your writing skills, but also helps you think in English. Over time, you'll notice how much more fluent you become in expressing your ideas both in writing and speaking.
That's a great idea, Jesper. You can also try writing short stories or essays. If you enjoy storytelling, this can be a fun way to practice. After writing, you could read your work aloud. This will help you catch any awkward phrasing and improve your pronunciation as well.
And don't forget about feedback. Sharing your writing with others, like teachers, friends, or language partners, can provide you with valuable insights. They can help you identify areas where you can improve, And constructive criticism is key to growth in language learning.
Yes. And if you're writing in a language learning community or forum, you can get feedback from many different people. This variety of perspectives can deepen your understanding and help you see how others express similar ideas.
Another technique I find very useful is setting a routine. Establishing a regular study schedule can make a significant difference in your language learning progress. Try to dedicate a specific time each day or week to practice English.
That's an excellent point. Routines create consistency, and consistency leads to improvement. Whether you choose to practice speaking, listening, reading, or writing, regular engagement with the language helps reinforce what you learn.
Also, be flexible with your routine. Life can get busy, and sometimes you might not have a full hour to practice. That's okay. Even 10 or 15 minutes of focused practice can be beneficial. The key is to stay committed, even if it's in small doses.
Exactly. And while we're talking about routines, let's touch on the idea of reflection. After you practice, take a moment to reflect on what you learned. What new words did you discover? What challenges did you face? This reflection helps solidify your knowledge and prepares you for future practice.
Yes, reflection is crucial. It can help you track your progress over time. You might be surprised to see how far you've come. Keeping a record of your learning journey, whether through notes, a journal, or even a language learning app, can motivate you to continue.
And remember, everyone learns at their own pace. Don't compare yourself to others. Focus on your progress and celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they may seem.
Absolutely. Language learning is a personal journey, and each step you take is significant. Now, let's talk about one last technique for this part: finding a passion or interest in English.
That's a great one. Engaging with content you love makes learning feel less like a chore and more like a pleasure. If you're interested in cooking, try following English recipes. If you enjoy sports, read articles or watch videos about your favorite teams in English.
Yes, the key is to find something you genuinely enjoy. This will not only enhance your vocabulary, but also make the process of learning English enjoyable. Plus, when you learn about something you love, the language becomes more meaningful.
We hope these techniques inspire you to explore new ways to learn English. Remember, everyone has their own unique style of learning. The more techniques you try, the more likely you'll find what works best for you.
Now, let's continue discussing more techniques and tips that can help learners like you become more fluent and confident speakers. What else can we share that will make a difference in your English learning journey, Agnes?
Jasper, I love how we're digging deep into the techniques for learning English and enhancing fluency. To continue from where you left off, I want to highlight the importance of engagement in learning. One of the best ways to improve your fluency is to immerse yourself in English as much as possible, and this doesn't just mean listening or reading. It means actively engaging with the language in various forms.
Absolutely. Engaging with English can take many forms. For example, joining a local English-speaking club or a language exchange group can be a great way to practice speaking. In these settings, you can meet new friends, share experiences, and discuss topics that interest you.
Yes, these interactions provide a safe space to make mistakes and learn from them. It's important to remember that making mistakes is part of the learning process. In fact, every time you stumble over a word or a phrase, you're one step closer to mastering it.
That's a great point, Agnes. And while we're on the topic of engagement, let's not forget the power of visual and audio media. Watching movies, series, or even YouTube channels in English can be both entertaining and educational.
Exactly. Try watching with English subtitles at first. This allows you to connect spoken words with their written forms. It also helps improve your listening skills and comprehension. Once you feel more comfortable, you can challenge yourself by watching without subtitles.
That's a fantastic way to level up your skills. And if you enjoy music, listening to English songs can also be beneficial. You can analyze the lyrics, learn new vocabulary, and even sing along to practice pronunciation.
Music is such a powerful tool for learning. It's catchy, it sticks in your mind, and it's often full of everyday language and expressions. Plus, it adds a bit of fun to your study routine.
Speaking of fun, let's also talk about the importance of games and quizzes. There are many online resources where you can play language games that test your vocabulary and grammar skills. These games can be very engaging and turn learning into a playful experience.
Definitely. Games not only make learning enjoyable, but also reinforce what you've learned in a low-pressure environment. It's a great way to practice while having fun, whether it's through crossword puzzles, word searches, or even interactive quizzes on websites or apps.
Now, let's shift our focus to goal setting. Setting clear, achievable goals can help guide your learning process. Think about what you want to achieve in your English learning journey. Do you want to improve your speaking skills for travel, work, or socializing?
That's a great suggestion. When you set specific goals, you create a roadmap for your learning. For instance, you might aim to have a 5-minute conversation in English without stopping or learn 10 new words each week.
And remember to celebrate your achievements. Recognizing your progress, no matter how small, can motivate you to keep going. You might even reward yourself when you reach a goal, perhaps treating yourself to a favorite snack or watching an English movie.
I love that idea. Rewards can really encourage us to stay on track. Now, let's also discuss the significance of journaling your learning experiences. Keeping a journal where you reflect on what you learned each day can help solidify your knowledge.
Exactly. In your journal, you can write down new vocabulary, phrases, or interesting things you've learned. Reflecting on your learning can help you identify areas where you need improvement and celebrate your successes.
Plus, looking back at your journal entries over time can show you how much you've grown. It's like keeping a record of your journey, and that can be very rewarding.
Now, let's touch on the importance of being patient with yourself. Learning a new language is a process, and it's completely normal to feel frustrated at times. There will be moments when you feel stuck or overwhelmed, and that's okay.
Yes, it's essential to maintain a positive mindset. Remind yourself why you started learning English in the first place. Keeping your motivation in mind can help you push through those challenging moments.
And don't hesitate to reach out for support. Whether it's friends, teachers, or online communities, having a support system can make a huge difference. You can share your struggles and successes, and they can offer advice or encouragement when you need it.
That's true. Finding others who are on the same journey can help you stay motivated and accountable. You can share resources, practice speaking, and even celebrate each other's achievements.
As we wrap up this part, remember that the journey to fluency is unique for everyone. It's not just about reaching the destination, but enjoying the process of learning. Every effort you make brings you closer to your goal, so keep pushing forward and exploring different techniques.
I love that sentiment, Jasper. Learning English can be a rewarding experience filled with new opportunities and connections. So, let's keep exploring more techniques that can help our listeners on their journey to becoming confident English speakers. What do you think is another effective technique we could discuss?
Agnes, I really appreciate how we've highlighted the journey of learning English and the many techniques that can help our listeners along the way. As we dive into this final part, let's explore the idea of consistency and practice. One of the keys to achieving fluency is to practice a little bit every day, rather than cramming all your learning into one long session once a week.
Absolutely. Consistency is vital. Even if you only have 15 or 20 minutes a day, that can be far more effective than one big session. Short, regular practice helps keep the language fresh in your mind and allows you to build upon what you learn every day.
Exactly. One way to achieve consistency is to create a daily routine. You could set aside specific times for reading, listening, and speaking in English. For instance, maybe you start your day by reading an article in English over breakfast or listening to a podcast on your way to work or school.
That's a great example, and you could also try setting reminders on your phone to help you stick to this routine. Having a dedicated time for practice can turn it into a habit. Over time, you'll find that these small daily efforts accumulate into significant improvement.
Yes, and another powerful technique is to use technology to your advantage. There are countless apps designed for language learning that can make practice enjoyable and efficient. Many of them include interactive exercises, flashcards, and even games that target specific language skills.
I love that idea. Apps like Duolingo, Babbel, or Memrise can be very helpful. They often use gamification to make learning more engaging, which can help maintain your motivation. Plus, they allow you to practice anywhere, whether you're on the bus, waiting in line, or relaxing at home.
That's right. Technology provides such flexibility. And let's not forget about online communities and forums, where learners can connect with each other. Websites like Reddit, language learning forums, or even social media groups can offer support, resources, and even speaking practice opportunities.
Connecting with others who share your language goals can be incredibly beneficial. You can ask questions, share tips, and even find language partners to practice with. Speaking with native speakers or other learners can give you the real-life practice you need to improve your confidence and fluency.
I couldn't agree more. And it's important to highlight the value of listening to feedback. When you practice speaking, whether with friends, tutors, or through language exchanges, don't shy away from feedback. Constructive criticism can be invaluable in helping you refine your pronunciation and grammar.
Exactly. Embrace the feedback you receive. It's a tool for growth. When you hear suggestions for improvement, try to incorporate them into your next practice sessions. This willingness to adapt and learn will accelerate your progress.
And speaking of progress, let's also touch on the importance of self-reflection. Regularly taking a moment to think about what you've learned and how you've improved can be incredibly motivating. You might keep a small notebook where you jot down new phrases, vocabulary, or even accomplishments in your learning journey.
That's a fantastic idea. Self-reflection helps reinforce your learning and can remind you of how far you've come. It's so easy to focus on what we still need to learn, but celebrating small victories is just as important.
As we near the end of our podcast, I'd like to encourage our listeners to explore these techniques and find what works best for them. Remember, everyone's learning journey is unique, and what may work for one person may not work for another. The key is to stay curious and open to trying new things.
Yes, and if you ever feel discouraged, just remind yourself that learning a language is a journey filled with ups and downs. Each step, no matter how small, contributes to your overall fluency. So keep practicing, keep exploring, and most importantly, enjoy the process.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope that these tips and techniques will inspire you to continue your English learning journey. Remember, every effort you put in brings you closer to fluency, and you are not alone on this path.
We want to express our gratitude to everyone who listened to this podcast. Your commitment to learning English is commendable, and we wish you all the best in your journey.
Absolutely. Keep pushing yourself, and don't hesitate to share your experiences with us. We'd love to hear about your successes and challenges.
That's right. And remember, we're rooting for you every step of the way. Stay positive, stay engaged, and keep learning.
So, until next time, take care and happy learning.
Goodbye, everyone. Best wishes on your English learning journey.